Julian Greystoke. Today I am wearing this shirt with a camouflage S. The S is for sexuality. Because today we are going to talk about knowing the sexuality of your characters that you're writing and why that is important. This subject came about because I was thinking at work, because I have a lot of time to think, about a conversation I had a while back with someone whose name I can't even remember, so if you're out there and you're watching this and you're worried I'm calling you out, I don't even remember who you were. This person had been putting up some character profiles for people to look at online and see what they thought about them and what they might add to the character profile. And I mentioned that the sexualities of this person's characters were never brought up. And this person said that they didn't need to put the sexualities down because the characters were straight, which frustrated me because that means that we are still going under this outdated assumption that straight is the default. That needs to go away. So, you're writing your character profile, and you're like, alright, and now I need to know the sexuality of these characters. How do I decide if my characters are queer? Well, there's a couple of ways that I do it. The first one is the characters just tell me that they're queer. Oftentimes, I will be maybe thinking about the next story that I'm going to write, and I'll be thinking about the characters first and foremost, because I am a very character-oriented person, and some characters will just be like, yeah, I'm gay, or I'm ace. I'll be like, alright, that's fair. That's your sexuality, good to know. Other times it takes a little while longer. If I've got a character that I'm not sure about, I will maybe sit back and look at them and be like, what if he was gay? And see how that rolls around in my mind, see how that works for the character, and a lot of the time it ends up fitting. That's not to say my stories won't have any straight characters, I just want them to have a variety, and I like to take the time to stop and think about what the sexuality of my characters should be before I start writing the story. So take some time and look at all of your characters and go, what if they were queer? Really explore that and think about that and see what that could do for the story that you're writing. Are you writing a story and there aren't any queer characters? I feel like that is time to rethink your characters. Okay? Okay. Try to also avoid having your queer characters be the monster or the robot or the dragon or the one that is different. If you're looking at your work and going, wow, this is super straight. I need some queer characters up in here ASAP. And then you realize that you want to do a good job and you're not entirely sure how to. There's a really easy way to solve that. Ask a queer person! For example, you can ask me about being asexual because I'm asexual and I'm telling you right now that it's okay to ask me questions about it. Obviously, make sure you don't just find a queer person and start bombarding them with questions, but there are lots of people that you can find, even here on YouTube, who are willing and able to answer questions you might have about their experiences of being queer. And most of all, watch out for the stereotype monster, as I like to call it. Try your hardest to avoid leaning on stereotypes for queer characters. One that you see all the time is the bisexual character who is like super horny, and let me tell you, bi people are so sick of that stereotype. So get to know the stereotypes if you're writing queer characters and you're not sure, and try to avoid those whenever possible. A good rule of thumb is to make your queer characters as human as you make your straight characters, which seems obvious, but sometimes to some people it's not. But why is this so important? Well, I personally feel like we need to be more inclusive with our books and have a variety of characters, including a variety of sexualities for our characters. And it doesn't matter what you are writing. You're writing contemporary, you are writing fantasy, you are writing sci-fi. I want to see different sexualities happening in your story. Also, if you are writing a queer character, I do find that it's kind of important that your reader know that they are queer. The character doesn't even necessarily have to be out to the other characters in the story, but the reader should know so that they can more easily see representation in that character. I've had people ask me before, well, that character didn't have a romance, so they could be asexual, and isn't that representation? And no, that is not representation. Being able to guess and go, hey, maybe that character is gay is not the same as having an actual gay character in your story. There you go, guys. Those are my thoughts on writing queer characters and why it's important to know the sexual orientation of your characters. Do you have any more thoughts on this? Comment below and let me know. And if you have any questions for your writing about being ace, I also have a video video about writing asexual characters, as well as several videos about my experiences as an ace person, so feel free to check those out. Remember guys, I post new videos here on Mondays and Fridays, and all the links to my social media are in the doobly-doo. Go check that out. Alright guys, thank you for watching, and I will see you again next time with whatever it is I happen to be doing next time. Bye!